Alright, so the camera cut off while I went to make a text. Pay attention to the road. Okay, I'm on it. And
now keep left to take Interstate 40 East.
we are 24 minutes from our supercharge. Wonder what it's doing right now. Heating up the battery or cooling it off, preparing it for the supercharge. I think there's a way to see that. There is a way to look at the entire cooling system, which is extensive on the new Juniper Refresh Tesla Y. I like the placement, puts us in the middle lane. We're going 72 and a 65. Still have cars coming up on the left, so it's going to let them pass. Basically how I would drive. Got her 72 max, so that handles the 65 okay. Here we are in a 60 coming up, so let's see if it slows it down a bit. No, going with the traffic. Aren't working. Doesn't look like it. Check that at Buc-ee's.
In 1 mile, keep left to stay on Interstate 40 East.
Full self-driving, no hands.
Now keep left to stay on Interstate 40 East.
So I unplugged the USB. Apparently it's not ready. Dash cam. If there was one critical thing I could say about the design is why put the USB port so far back in the glove box. And you can't even reach it with your fingers. You got to get out on the driver's side, passenger side door, stand on your head practically to get into that glove box and plug in a USB or unplug it. It's just, I don't know why they couldn't have made it a little bit, stick out a little farther, recessed so far back in there, and with such a narrow slot, your hand can't fit back in there. Alright, looks like a wreck or something ahead. Got a car halfway on the road in our lane here. Let's see. Whoop, truck kind of got into our lane. And look at that. FSD just runs over the yellow line a little bit to avoid that truck getting in our lane. Now we sort of got a maneuver here, and we got our blinker on, and see if we can squeeze by. Oh yeah, good. Well done, well done. Yeah, no problem. Shoot. I'll tell you what. I did the update last night, new software version. I have a theory on this new software version, and my theory is that new customers get updates on a more regular basis than, say, someone who's had a car for a year or two living in the same spot. In other words, if you end up traveling, you end up bringing a car into an area that has very little Tesla traffic. All of your traffic is new data. So that data would be nice to incorporate into the neural net. So
in 1 mile, keep left to stay on Interstate 40 east toward Asheville.
Let's say that they're updating the neural net every week, month, whatever. I don't know. Do they have one neural net running and that's got to run for a month to complete? Or do they have 10 neural nets running and each one completes once a week or something like this? And so that a new car in the network in a new area potentially would be updated on the next cutoff, which would be like a cycle, so that all your new data would be incorporated into the net, into that neural net, and added in. So I just have a theory. I don't know how they do it, but that would
now keep left to stay on Interstate 40 east.
Why it's updating to the point that it ran down my road today so effectively, avoiding potholes and everything, that it didn't avoid on the road up, on the ride up last night. So maybe it handles them better on the way down than on the way up. I'll find out when I'm getting home. But Grok seemed to think that there are live updates going into the net. And so if that's the case, it would be on a trip-by-trip basis that you would get new data coming in for your trip. Maybe on a trip it downloads new data that you've uploaded perhaps, because you have new data, no Tesla rides before, something like that. It's a very interesting thing. It's making me think about how they're updating the neural net for new cars with virgin territory, if you will. Tell you what a dream it is to drive around, ride around with very little attention needed for the road. I'll tell you one thing I'm noticing. I can put my arms back, cross them behind the seat, and really have a nice stretch. Something that's basically the opposite of what we're doing day in and day out, and especially while you're driving, you have to hold that wheel. That's what causes driver fatigue, the carpal tunnel and this and that, having to hold on to that wheel for hours on end. Now you don't have to hold on to the wheel. You can move around in the seat all you want. Just keep your eyeballs going towards the front here on a pretty regular basis. I like the view on the, basically this whole area is your look ahead data in terms of cameras and stuff. I imagine that it goes out further. There's a lot going on in that area, however, in terms of adjustments and recognizing the road, etc. But I wonder if we could have a view that you see just as much like an equal split between the front and the rear, because it'd be nice to see the cars coming up behind you a little bit more. I guess I could put the cameras on. Dash cam's unavailable. Let's see, where is the camera? Charging dynamics display. Oh boy, it doesn't let me look at that screen at all. Controls, logs. I don't see how I can get that view up. It just basically wants me looking at the front window. Honestly, I look around a lot more driving than I can when I'm not driving, ironically enough. myself at a distance because there's a lot of open space out in front. I just pull up, find a spot in between, and settle in there. It may do that, but it's a little bit slow on it. Buc-ee's, 3 miles. We'll get juiced up when we're there. I don't think I'll even go in. It's like quite a busy place. At least it was the other day. Got someone on our tail, so I like how it got over there.
In 1 mile, take exit 407 on the right onto Tennessee 66 toward Sevierville, Pigeon Forge.
Mile to go. We're in hurry up mode, so it's going to go ahead and take the left lane. What was that about? Oh, I decided, nope, not enough time. Get over here. And we don't even have to worry about slowing down.
Now take exit 407 on the right.
Whoa, truck kind of swerved into our lane.
In 500 feet, take the Tennessee 66 south ramp on the right toward Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. Now take the Tennessee 66 south ramp on the right.
Regenerative on. quite a tricky entrance.
In 1,000 feet, make a U-turn to stay on Winfield Dunn Parkway.
Yesterday, it did a good job of going down and making a U-turn, coming in a back way, because I think we could take a left there, but rather than wait
Now
at the
make a
light,
U-turn to stay on Winfield Dunn Parkway.
goes ahead up here, makes a U-turn. Perfectly done.
In 500 feet, turn right.
Yeah, goes ahead and crosses over there to squeeze by.
Now turn right.
Green right arrow.
In 500 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit. Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
And in this case, yeah, now see, across that line, it should have gotten into the left lane of the roundabout. And it's figuring out that that's the wrong way. But it should pull us up right into the charging area and park us, I believe. I might have to select a parking. Could have went in there.
In 500 feet, turn right, then turn right.
Oh, charging stations are busy.
Now turn right. Now turn right. Now you have arrived at your destination.
And there you have it. Doesn't get much better than that, folks.